of the thick of it all. If they don't give me room, well then I'll give them a while. I'm gonna smoke my tires when the victory calls. I'm gonna be there, be there. I wanna see my face up on the jumbo screen. Feel the white hot metal of a winning machine. Because you win or you lose and there's no in between. I wanna be there, be there, be there.
NASCAR on speed. Be there.
Just a couple of races remain to make it into the Target Series chase, and for the second to last race of the regular season, we had dirt racing for the final time of the Target Series. We're here at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, Illinois, for the running of the Federated Auto Parts Challenge. Colton Yo in the 01 comes in second in points. He's on pole for today's race. Beside him in second, the winner of this race last season, Code Red in the 28. Starting in third, Danny Lloyd, a massive points lead, 270 points up over Yo, who starts on pole. In fourth place, it's Conrad Evans, and rounding out the top five, the 7 of Justin Zeidel. Starting in sixth, we have Evan Hunter. In seventh, it's DJ Reed. Will Grimont starts in eighth. In ninth, it's Adam McDowell, and John Thibuford, the 00, completes the top 10. Back behind, we have Riley Spurgeon with the 22, to who's outside the 98, Jennifer Buford. Then we have the 2 of Luke Rainey and the 4 of Landon Lyons. Then there's Jay Rendell, the 74, and the 19 of Jay Jefferson, along with Jake Richardson, the 39, and the 11 of Anthony Hernandez. Then there's Samet Oskin and the 10 of Keyshawn Richardson, along with Jake Gower, the 20, and the 07 of Bronson Minnick. Then there's Brendan Sarland and Nolan Lawrence, the 51. Then we have Matthew Burnett, the 15, and the 92, Jordan Stout. Then there's Kenny Walrus, the 99, and the 1 of Jeff Bright. Then we have Felix Jansen and Eli Bright, the 8, along with Brandon Beal, the 90, and the 66, Eric Olson. Then we have Zachary DeLello and Levi Shones, Ross McTrain, the 17, the 93, Ronan Curtis, Mathis Wells and Marshall Burrow, and in the final row, Brett Sierra, the 9, and the 81 of Jose Mills. There's our 40-car field for racing on the dirt in the Target Series here in Springfield. Let's go down trackside for those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
"40 cars fire up, and we're rolling for racing in the Federated Auto Parts Challenge. The final time the Target Series will go dirt racing. It's set to be a fun one for sure. 38 laps around this 1-mile dirt oval in Illinois. On pole, second in points, Colton Yo. Starting second, the winner of this race last season. Starting third, the guy who's dominated this season in points, 270-point gap over his nearest competitor. Pace car to pit road. Colton Yo, Code Red, leads the green flag for 38 laps. The Federated Auto Parts Challenge is green. Wide already, that's for second. Zeidel took it to the bottom, gets by Lloyd and Code Red. Meanwhile, at the front, Yo leads lap 1 from pole. Zeidel does second, and then still 3 wide for third. Code Red trying to clear it, gets a big run into the middle to get down in line at the 28. He'll look for second on Zeidel. DJ Reed moves low on Danny Lloyd, and the outside, not the place to be here at a Springfield. You will fall back in a big way on the outside, so you want to try and find your way to the bottom as quick as possible. Lloyd and Conrad Evans are seen right now, along with Evan Hunter, who gets slid up the racetrack by the 2 Luke Rainey, who couldn't really get low, and now the 23 able to keep that spot as Luke now under fire from the 19 of Jay Jefferson. Conrad Evans trying to get low in front of Evan Hunter. Has a nice run and will dive it to the inside right here. That's when you have that hole, you need to take the spot. Evans did not do that, and Evan tried to fill the hole. For second again, Code Red looking low on Zeidel down the backstretch to turn 3. He'll move to the bottom into turn 3 now. Code Red looking to go back-to-back in this event in the Target Series. He'll move by the 7 as Zeidel to move up to second. Yo still leading from pole in the 01. Currently in fourth, it's DJ Reed. Zeidel fighting back up top. A nice run off the top of turn 4. Gone back outside the 28. Actually pulled him ahead entering turn 1, but the 28 bottom of 1 and 2 works out better for him. And Red will move up to second. He clears the 7 finally. Now the battle for third. Zeidel's on the outside. Reed now in the 18 is on the inside, but Zeidel, nice run. Launch off the top of turn 2, able to keep third in the 7 Reed in 4th, Graymont up to 5th, the battle for 6th, McDowell up top, here comes Conrad Evans to the inside, 3 wide behind them, Jefferson forcing Evan Hunter and Danny Lloyd up the racetrack. Jefferson gets 2 spots right there with that move, but Hunter's still fighting in the middle lane, trying to get by the 19 on the outside. Still Colton Hill leading the way, Code Red up the racetrack, here comes the 7 as Idell to his back bumper, it might be another battle for a second here as they race down the backstretch. But here comes DJ Reed low first on the 7. Still side by side for 6th. It's Evans to the inside, McDowell to turn 3. Here comes DJ Reed actually for 2nd place. The 18 a nice run there through 3 and 4. Got by the 7 and got under the 28, but Red able to maintain. The yellow is out, and it might have been just Eric Olson and Luke Rainey involved in the crash. Those two. Some damage, especially the 66 of Olson. Hard damage on the left side and the front end of that machine. So caution flag is in the air for the first time here in Springfield. Yo has led every lap so far from pole, but now he has Code Red in line in 2nd for this restart. First caution flag is out here in Springfield. Let's go see what happened to Eric Olson, Luke Rainey, possible candidates involved in this one. This was racing just around the midpoint of the pack, around 20th place. They're 3 wide and multiple rows deep. Watch the 07, the 2, the 36, the 66 all kind of wound up in this mess. Minnick is going to split middle of 4 right here in the 2 and the 66. They just run out of real estate. And the 66 is spun up with the 2 hard into the outside wall for Eric Olson. Luke Rain does get some contact there, but otherwise that's the only thing he really had contact with. The 2 able to drive away with very, very minimal damage. Eric Olson definitely the worst of it, as he has damage on both sides of that race car and on the nose. So Eric Olson taking a pretty big impact here in our first caution flag. That was just, I think, what happened was the 36 and 07, they made the moves at the same time, and it would have been 3 wide if only one of them made the moves, but they both made the moves at the same time. It was 4 wide. They didn't really know that, and not enough time to really call, and there's not enough room to really go 4 wide here. From pole, Colton Neal, the 01, leads the way, looking to dominate this race like Jeff Wright dominated in Myrtle Beach. 2nd in points, Colton Neal currently leads the Federated Auto Parts Challenge here in Springfield, Illinois. Going green this time by here in Springfield. Colton Neal with the race lead. All 40 cars still left running, including Luke Rainey and Eric Olson. So out front, Colton Neal, the 01. In 2nd, it's Code Red. DJ Reed in 3rd. Zidell in 4th. Graymont in 5th. They have Evans, McDowell, Jefferson, Lyons, and Hunter. The front 10 points there. Lloyd right now in 11th. We're back racing here in Illinois. Great restart for the front 2. Code Red stays with Colton Neal to turn 1. He'll be beneath the 01 through 1 and 2 for the lead. Last season's winner of this event, Code Red to the inside of Colton Yo, side by side down the backstretch. Code Red clears the 01 to move out in front. That was a power move through 1 and 2 for Code Red. Can he hold it? He's going to slide wide. Here comes Yo back to his inside possibly. Code Red really wide in the 28. Trying to keep that momentum up as best he can. Code Red moves out in front. He's trying to pull away down the 28. The battle for 2nd might get entertaining. Colton Yo has it, but Reed's closing in. The battle for 4th. Graymont's to the inside. Zidell in the 7. Graymont for P4 on Zidell. Meanwhile, Yo tries to close back in on Code Red. Has a nice run entering turn 3. Zidell with a nice run on Reed for 3rd. I tried to shuffle that 18 out, but couldn't get it done there. Zidell trying to get a run off 4 now to get inside the 18 down the straightaway. He will do just that. Zidell for 3rd again. And Yo is on the back door of Code Red for the lead. Pressuring the 28 through 1 and 2. Red a little bit wider. Yo just looking to the inside. Maybe have to lift there. And here comes Zidell with the run. Off 2 and down the backstretch. This is for 2nd now. Graymont trying to move to 4th by DJ Reed. Still for the lead though. Yo is not letting Red get away, and we can't find a way around him quite yet. Battle back there for 6th. Jay Jefferson coming low on Conrad Evans, bringing Landon Lyons with them. McDowell and Hunter falling back to 9th and 10th. Keyshawn Richardson right now 11th and points there. Lloyd now back to 13th. 3 wide back here. Buford in the middle. Down low Jansen up top. It's 92 of Jordan Stout. Hard racing right there off turn 2. Back up to the front. Still Red leading Yo. Which just by feet. That time Yo with a nice run off 4. That car pointed well, but can't get to the inside of the 28 still. Doesn't just follow him into the corners here, and he's just hoping Red can make a mistake. That time Yo may have made the mistake. He goes a little bit wider than Code Red. And Graymont for 3rd on Zidell. Oh, Zidell got the wall a little bit. That's going to be Graymont's chance right here down the back to turn 3. Landon Lyons the 4 up to 5th. past the 18 and the 19. Jefferson now falling back for the lead. Yo's looking low on Code Red. We have Marshall Burrow, the 52, ahead of the lap car. Not sure the issue there. You have Riley Spurgeon, who had some damage in that crash. And Eric Olson still trucking out Spurgeon a little bit slower. It looks like Dan, the 66 at this point. To try and get back in the gas as soon as possible here off these corners and try to make it work. Code Red's doing a great job of it so far. Yo might be losing that car a little bit because here comes Graymont with a nice run. That 42 looks strong right now, sliding it to the inside of Colton Yo, trying to keep it off him, but trying to get by as quick as he can so Code Red can't get away in the 28. Graymont will easily have it down here in turns 1, 2. He's already clearing the 42, so Graymont up to second, trying to chase down Code Red now. Zidell to third in the 7. Back to fourth for Colton Yo, his teammate Landon Lyons up to fifth just behind him. DJ Reed now 6th, 7th is Jay Jefferson, Keyshawn Richardson 8th, 9th place Conrad Evans, and 10th place is Matt Oskin. Oskin looks now for 9th on the 89. And Richardson on Jefferson, that's for 7th. Meanwhile, Graymont tries to close in on Code Red any way he can. Not even halfway done either, so still time left in this race for people to make a mistake or issues to have happen on these race cars, but at the moment, you don't want the driver who won this race last season leading this race. He obviously knows how to get it done here, and if you can use that same manager from last season in this race, you definitely want to shuffle it back as far as you can. So Graymont and Zidell definitely pushing their cars right now, trying to get them up to the back bumper of that 28 to make a move, and Graymont's doing a nice job of it right now. He's closed the gap on that 28 for sure. That last lap, he was about 2/10 faster than Red. Pressuring through 1 and 2, looking to the inside corner exit, gets to the inside. Maybe some contact made off turn 2. Zidell to run from third as they got side by side slow in front. Graymont dives into the bottom and clears the 28. Will Graymont now out front in Springfield. Lyons for fourth on teammate Yo. Graymont trying to pull away now. Zidell will move to second by the 28. Red back to third. Yo keeping fourth for now off teammate Landon Lyons, who has been faster the last few laps. They might be 3 wide as Code Red falls back into their grasp. Here comes Yo for third. That 01 really got a nice run through 1 and 2. Got to the inside of Code Red. Here comes Landon Lyons, the 4. Yo will clear Red for third for now. They might be 3 wide off the corner. The 28 fights back up top. Lyons looking to the inside. The 01 will clear the 4, but can't clear the 28. Red still fighting on the outside to turns 1 and 2. Yo will finally clear to get to P3. Now for fourth, Lyons trying to get by the 28 of Code Red. Lyons will clear. Red back to fifth in the 28. Jefferson in 6th. Reed, Oskin, Richardson, and Evans are the top 10. Hunter up to 11th by Adam McDowell. Jansen is back here. Lloyd in 14th. Jay Brando up to 15th. McTrain to 16th. Ciro, who started last row, is inside the top 20. Jordan Stout just behind him. Buford, Soderlin, Lawrenson, Burnett. There's Kenny Walrus, Jeffrey Buford, and Jose Mills getting close. Levi Schultz is back here. Wells and Jeff Bright. Zachary DeLello, Minnick, Hernandez and Beal, Galloway and Rainey. Jake Richardson and his teammate battle side by side. But then lap traffic. Still Graymont leading the way. We're past the midpoint. Graymont, Zidell, and Yo pull away. The battle for fourth is still on. Lyons may have driven that car out of its worth as here comes Code Red back to his inside. Jefferson also closes in. It's a 3-way race for fourth, fifth, and sixth. Meanwhile, at the front, it's a 2-car race. Graymont leads, but Zidell is not letting the 4-2 skedaddle away. That time Zidell may have messed up the entry a little bit right there as Red does move back up to fourth in the 28. Maybe he tried to save some stuff and now he's going to try and push it here in the final few laps. 16 laps to go. The 42 gets away as we had the 10 of Keyshawn Richardson have to come down pit road. So Richardson, who was running up inside the top 10, now a lap down. So some sort of issue on Keyshawn Richardson forces him down the pit lane. That's a shame. He was running really, really well here today. Graymont will lead with 15 to go, and Zidell's car definitely falling off. You can see Colton Yo closing back in. Yo for pole position. Now looking inside of the 7 into turn 1. Colton Yo to second. Here comes Code Red, the 28. to the inside for third. Now Graymont is catching up to the lap car of Eric Olson. Olson is a little bit slower with that damage, so we'll have to see. Can Graymont find a way around without losing much time, as he has a nice gap over that battle for second. He'll catch him on the straightaway. That's the perfect place to catch him. He'll just move low and get by. So easily clears the lap car, Will Graymont does. No hindrance there to his racing performance. Yo, got to second by Zidell, but got moved by the 7. Zidell back up to second in the 7. Code Red up to third. Yo falls back. Zidell will move to the inside of Olsen into turn 3. Doesn't really hold the 7 up that much. It's actually going to hurt Code Red the most right here. Couldn't use the track like he wanted to. He'll get by him on the straightaway, obviously, but did lose some time to the 7 car. He'll be able to move low on the straightaway just like we saw with our race leader, Will Graymont. Lions will move low, entering turn 1 to Matt Oskin on his back door. Lions will move by. Oskin will move by. Here, Wilson has done a great job right now. He's just staying on the top side. He knows everyone's going to want the bottom once we catch him. So Eric Olson doing what every lap car should do, just stay in his lane and staying in the top lane. That's definitely the lane that no one wants to run in preferably. So he's just giving the bomb to everyone. As DJ Reed actually slides into him. Maybe some contact made there. Reed very, very close to causing an accident there. The lead for Will Graymont over a 2.25 seconds. Right now is a nice gap over Zidell and Red, who battle for 2nd and 3rd. Zidell runner-up in the Pensacola Truck Series Eldora race yesterday, and obviously doesn't want to finish runner-up again, but so far it's been a good sequence of events on dirt for him this season. Ran really, really well in the Pensacola Truck Series race at Eldora, and running really well here today. But now a challenge for a second. Code Red to the inside, the 28 side by 7 to 7 of Zidell. He knows if he wants to catch that 42, he needs to go now. Red will clear. Zidell's a run here, and will cross him back over. That's only hurting these drivers. I mean, I think Code Red thinks he's definitely faster than the 7, but how do you make it work? 10 laps to go in Springfield. The battle for second is still on. Zidell not letting Code Red clear him. This now brings Yo and Lyons into a 4th and 5th. 6th place Cement Oskin might close in. 7th place Jay Jefferson. 8th place Reed. 9th place Evans. 10th place Jansen. This is a big battle back here. Around 10th place you have 61, 23, 92, 17, 74, all under a blanket. Danny Lloyd still just a consistent 15th place run for him to definitely try and just get whatever he can entering the chase. Maybe, possibly, you know, he's been locked in for a few races now. Maybe they're just experimenting with stuff and not really showing their 100% of another car on pit road. That's Jonathan Beefer with issues. So another car with issues on pit road. Code Red out. He may have made some contact with someone there. We saw some debris flying up. Now the 28's lost a few spots. So I have to wonder if Code Red was having some issues there in this big battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Yo will clear the 28, so Code Red now back to 5th. Cement Oskin with him in the 13. 8 laps to go in Springfield. Yo will slide up. Red back to the inside. That's for P4. Meanwhile, for 2nd, Zidell has it, but Landon Lyons thinks he's faster and wants it. Meanwhile, Will Graymont, no contest in the 42. Clear racetrack in front of him and has a gap that is over 2 seconds large as they keep battling for a 2nd. Graymont, 7 laps to go. He has gapped the field behind. Now almost 2.5 seconds over 2nd place. Right now Zidell holds 2nd. Lyons in 3rd. For 4th, Yo has it. Code Red to the inside and wants it. You have Cement Oskin in 6th. Jefferson in 7th. Reed in 8th. Jansen up to 9th. Hunter up to 10th. Evans back to 11th. And then about for 11th, Rando to the inside, the 89. Prospect Train with them in the 17 as well. 74 to clear for that 11th spot. About for 6th. 13 has it, 19 wants it. Jefferson to the inside of Oskin. Will get by in turns 1 and 2. We had another car in pit road. That was just the 00 leaving, but Danny Lloyd onto pit road with an issue in the 21. And who was that leaving pit road? It's the 9 of Brett Sierra. So Lloyd to pit road. More issues there. And what was going to be a solid day for Danny Lloyd no longer is a solid day. 5 to go, yellow flag would end it, but issues for many drivers in this field. What could the issues possibly be? I mean, we've had so many cars. You have the 8 of Eli Bright had a header issue at some point. He's now out of this race. Beeford still pit road 4 laps down. Springfield with some sort of issue. He's 1 lap down. 6-6 obviously lap down because of damage, but the 9 and the 10 have come down pit road. They're both a lap down. Danny Lloyd came down pit road. I don't know if he's still on pit road, if he had already left, but the 21 with issues. There he is back on the track. So big issues, but Will Grimmett hoping none of those issues get to him. 4 to go. He's has to cruise at home. 2.5 seconds over second place Idell. I mean, it's dirt racing, you know, equipment fails. Sierra back on pit road, so the issues on the 9 were not resolved at all. Raymond just trying to coast it home to victory. Has a huge gap over the battle for second, which is Idell, Lyons, and others. Colton Yo as well, along with Jay Jefferson. Right back to 6th. 3 laps to go for our race leader. Raymond in control. Once again, 2.5 seconds over the 7. Sierra now 2 laps down the 9. 33 cars on the lead lap. This time by 2 to go for Will Graymont. He's just hoping nothing happens to that 42 car. Nothing happens in front of him like that 52, that lap car in front of him. Marshbrook can keep it straight. Battle for second definitely has calmed as Idell's pulled a little bit of a gap over Lyons. They're running very similar lap times. The battle for 5th. Jefferson just took it from Code Red, but the 28 wants it back. That's going to come down to the last lap right here, that battle. You have TJ Reed, Matt Oskin also battling for 7th. Jensen is 9th, Rando is 10th. But the white flag is being displayed one more time around. 1 mile left for Will Graymont in the 42, who has dominated here since he got the lead, has never looked back. The 42 astounding out in front. That battle for 5th. Jefferson keeps it from Code Red so far, but down the backstretch for the final time for Will Graymont. It's been a near perfect day for the 42 team. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. In all 4, Will Graymont will win on dirt. The final Target Series race in Springfield goes to Will Graymont in the 42. He wins it. Second place is Idell, Lyons, and Yo. Red will get to 5th as Jefferson. I don't see that 19. He had some sort of issue. There he is. That car was off the pace back to 18th. Some big issue in the 19 at the end. Relegates him from 5th to 18th place finishing. It was a wacky race here in Springfield, and Will Graymont gets it done the 42, winning the final Target Series race on dirt. Let's go see the finish results and the update points heading into the final race of the regular season. Here's how they finished in the Federated Auto Parts Challenge at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. 1 caution flag today for 4 laps and 2 lead changes, 3 drivers led laps here, and the one who led the most by far, Will Graymont, leading the final 21 laps uncontested. The 42 gets the victory lane here in Illinois. Second place goes to Idell, third place to Landon Lyons. Colton Yo for pole led 9 laps, but ends up in 4th, and Code Red led 8 laps en route to a 5th place finish. DJ Reed ends up in 6th, and Matt Oskin 7th, Felix Jensen in 8th, Jay Rando 9th, and Ross McTrain from 35th place start gets a top 10. Evan Hunter ends up in 11th, Conrad Evans in 12th, Jordan Stout 13th, Brendan Sarlin 14th, and Kenny Walvers in 15th. They have Matthew Burnett, Nolan Lawrence, Jay Jefferson. Heartbreak for him. He's 10th in points, but just think how much better it could be. He was up in 5th on the last lap. 5th place gets 155 points. Jefferson loses about 45 points, 46 points he loses. So that was a pretty big point swing for Jefferson on that last lap, whatever the issue was on the 19. 33 cars finished on the lead lap. Some cars with issues included Danny Lloyd, included Keyshawn Richardson, also the 22 Riley Sprutu, Brett Sierra, and Jonathan Beeford. Eli Bright out of this race with a header issue. The 8-team season has just gone downhill since that win earlier in the season. Let's now go see the points. 1 race remaining to make it into the postseason. Here are the points heading into the final regular season race of the season. Danny Lloyd, the 21, still on top. That points gap, though, has been axed by 107 points as Colton Yo with a top 5 result. Lloyd finishing off the lead lap. That's why Colton Yo is now 163 points back. Obviously still over a race back. Lloyd will enter the chase with that points lead, the regular season lead, but obviously this might be a race where you look back at it. If Danny Lloyd is in contention for the championship and possibly this full season points gets closer, and it comes down to the tiebreaker. If Lloyd if he loses by just a few points, you could look back to this race and say that would be why Lloyd would maybe lose the tiebreaker. Yo in second, DeLello in third, Shones in fourth, and fifth place is Conrad Evans. They have Anthony Hernandez, Jennifer Beeford, Evan Hunter, Jeff Bright, and Jay Jefferson. Now 10th in the 19, but just think how much better it could be for Jefferson. Remember, he lost 46 points. He could be up around Evan Hunter. So, big point swing there for the 19 of Jefferson in that last lap. Right now, the 2 wildcard spots, Will Graymont, his second win of the season, up to 12th in points, and DJ Reed in 14th in points. Those drivers both with 2 victories. We have drivers with 1 victory, like maybe Jake Richardson, Kenny Walrus. Can they try and get another one to try and leapfrog maybe the 18 or the 42 points? And what about Mathis Wells? Can he try and jump his way in? Only 3 points behind the 19. Jeff Bright nowhere near safe. Same with Evan Hunter and Jennifer Beeford and Anthony Hernandez and Conrad Evans and Levi Shomes and Zachary DeLello. It is still very, very close. 11th place, Mathis Wells, 2,081 points. Third place, Zachary DeLello, 2,176 points. That is less than 100 points, so it's possible that 3rd through about 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, that could be a really, really big swing this season. So watch out at Atlanta, one of the craziest racetracks, and it could all come down to the final lap there to see who makes it into the chase and who doesn't. But also don't count out Jose Mills. He has 3 wins, 14 points behind the top 20. If Jose Mills can get those 14 points back, those 3 wins will automatically get him a wildcard spot no matter what. So if Jose Mills can get inside the top 20 in points, he will be a wildcard spot. Think about Keyshawn Richardson. He basically is on a win and you're into the chase scenario at Atlanta. 24th in points with 2 victories. He basically needs to try and get top 20 in points, but then you have to try and get ahead of the drivers with 2 wins. So basically a 3rd win for Keyshawn Richardson is the only likely scenario to make his way into the postseason. So Matt Oskin, I have to think his chances are done. Same with Eli Bright and obviously Marshall Burrow in the 52 down at the bottom of the points. But this point scenario, it's going to be very, very crazy. And Atlanta, can Jose Mills can jump his way in on a last lap or last ditch effort? We're going to find out. Next race, the final race of the regular season, heads to Atlanta for the Aquafina Last Chance 300. I'll see you guys then.